Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Pat Kiniry. I'm one of the 3 candidates for 2 open positions on the Cambria County bench in this fall's election on November the 3rd of 2009. The vacancies occurred as a result of Judge Leahy's retirement in December of 2008 and Judge Long's retirement in December of 2009. So I'd like to discuss a little bit of what a judge does and what my qualities are, what my experience is to be one of your new judges. A judge is a decision maker. The judge makes decisions which affect people's freedom, decisions which affect people's finances, decisions which affect people's family and other relationships. To make those decisions, a judge needs extensive legal experience, broad courtroom experience, administrative experience, and common sense. What do I mean by common sense? Well, those street smarts that you get after giving people advice on their legal matters for several decades. I have that kind of varied legal experience more than any of the other candidates. In fact, in the spring primary, when there were 6 candidates, a survey was done of the Cambria County Bar Association. I was the only candidate to receive a rating of highly recommended among the 6. Who are these people that would give me this rating, and why would they give me the rating? Well, those were the attorneys against whom I've tried cases. Those are the attorneys that I've settled personal injury and domestic relations cases with. They know my personality. They know me to be fair. They know me to be strong when it calls somebody to be strong, when it calls them to be compassionate. I also have that. So those are the qualities that one looks for in a judge. Now, what kind of experience do I have? Well, I have 34 years of experience in writing wills, trust, and doing estate work. 34 years of doing domestic relations work, representing people in family law matters, divorces, support, custody. I have 34 years of experience in doing personal injury cases, representing plaintiffs, that is people who were injured in automobile accidents, and defendants, people who are sued as a result of those accidents. And I'm the only candidate who is a certified mediator, meaning that I sit down with injured parties and insurance companies and bring them together, and have settled over hundreds of cases involving that mediation process. I also have served as a solicitor during my term in private practice. I was solicitor for Richland Township, the 2nd largest municipality in Cambria County, for 25 years. I also served as the Zoning Hearing Board solicitor for such municipalities as Cambria Township, Jackson Township, and Southmont Borough. And I've also was the solicitor for the Pennsylvania Highlands Community College since its inception until I gave up my private practice to be the full-time district attorney. Now, those are the areas that our judges practice on the civil side of the law, and I have unmatched experience in those areas. However, in Cambria County, our judges spend more than half of their time doing criminal law. So you may ask, well, what experience do you have in criminal law? Well, I started out as a public defender in 1972. Later, in 1976, I was hired as a county prosecutor, and in 2006, I was named the full-time district attorney. As your district attorney, I oversee an operation involving 35 employees, operate under a budget of $1.1 million of your tax dollars, and supervise the prosecution of over 3,000 cases annually. You may be asking, well, what have you done as your district attorney to help me or my family? Well, when I first became the DA, I looked at the situation involving the prosecution of homicide cases. I went to the state police and we formed a team called the Major Case Team, so that whenever there's a homicide in one of these smaller municipalities, which would have either a part-time or a small police department, the state police come in and handle the investigation. So they provide the manpower and they provide the financial resources to take the burden off of these small municipalities. We have programs, educational programs, for every 6th and 9th grader in the county. In the 6th grade, we teach them of the evils of drugs. In the 9th grade, the dangers of alcohol. I've also established a drug identification seminar for the teachers so that the teachers know what to expect when they see in school. Not that we want to arrest more children, but if they see a problem and could recognize a child who's on drugs, coming down from drugs, using drugs in any way, then we can get the child the rehabilitation that that person needs. I also have a theft identity seminar which I give to all the Rotary clubs, Kiwanis clubs, and various women's clubs throughout the county. And lastly, I've partnered with what's called CyberEye to develop anti-bullying programs for our school, because now children aren't bullied on the playground, they're bullied at home on the computer. Again, unmatched experience of any of the candidates running for judge. So what about me personally? Well, I was born and raised in the west end of Johnstown. I went to St. Columba Grade School, Bishop McCord High School, have an economics degree from St. Vincent College in Latrobe, and a Juris Doctor degree from Duquesne University in Pittsburgh. When I was going to college, I worked my way through school working for what was called the General Telephone Company. When it came time to go to law school, however, I needed a job that paid me more money. I needed a union job, so I went to Detroit and I became an auto worker and worked on the assembly line putting engines together. So I know what it's like to work shifts. I know what it's like to get your hands dirty at work. Again, on the personal side, I'm married. My wife Sue's a court reporter. We belong to St. Benedict Catholic Church in Johnstown, where I'm on the finance committee and she teaches CCD. We have 3 children. The oldest, Angela, has given us 2 grandchildren, Olivia, who's 4, and Ryan, who will be 1 this month. Our middle child, Kara, is in law school in Florida, and the youngest, Brian, is in pharmacy school at Duquesne University in Pittsburgh. I've been involved in the community for many, many years. I'm on the United Way of the Laurel Highlands. I'm the chairperson of the East Hills Charity, which is a fundraising arm of the Richland Volunteer Fire Department. I've served on the board of the Pennsylvania Highlands Community College, the Salvation Army, the Johnstown Symphony Orchestra, East Hills Charities, and the Johnstown Daycare Center. So in summary, ladies and gentlemen, I have 37 years of experience in the court system and 37 years of service to the community. As my slogan in my campaign goes, I have unmatched experience, prepared to be judge. Thank you.